Question: why is it that I am constantly bothered by thoughts? Answer: you're constantly bothered by thoughts because you're trying to meditate inside your mind. The very nature of the mind is to welcome thoughts, good thoughts, bad thoughts, divine thoughts, undivine thoughts. If you want to control the mind with your human will, then it will be like asking a monkey or fly not to bother you. The very nature of a monkey is to bite and pinch. The very nature of a fly is to bother people. The mind needs a superior power to keep it quiet. This superior power is the power of the soul. You have to bring to the fore the light of the soul from inside your heart. You are the possessor of two rooms, the heart room and the mind room. Right now, the mind room is obscure, unlit, and impure. It is unwilling to open to the light, but the heart room is always open to the light, for that is where the soul abides. Instead of concentrating on the mind, if you can concentrate and meditate on the reality that is inside the heart, then this reality will come forward. If you stay in the mind room all the time with the hope of illuminating it from within, you will waste your time. If I want to light a candle, I must use a flame that is already burning, already illuminated. The heart room, fortunately, is already illuminated. Once you are well established in the heart, when you're surcharged with the soul's light, at that time you can enter into the mind room to illuminate the mind. But first you have to bring to the fore the soul's light, which is available most powerfully in the heart. The light of the soul will not torture or punish the mind. On the contrary, it will act like a most affectionate mother who feels that the imperfections of her child are her own imperfections. The heart will offer its light to the mind in order to transform the nature of the mind. Question: I try to keep my mind from wandering during meditation, but I have very little success. Answer: you're not exercising the capacity of your heart. You're only exercising the mind's power. Very often when I am concentrating on you, I see that your mind is rotating like a wheel. When the mind rotates, it is very difficult for the Supreme to act in your mind. But when your heart aspires even for a second, the Supreme opens the door and enters. From now on, please try to feel that you do not have a mind at all. This does not mean that you will be like a brute or an animal. No, the human mind is not necessary because you have a superior instrument called the heart. If you can stay in your heart for 5 minutes, even if you do not pray or meditate, your consciousness will be raised. The heart is like a fountain of peace, joy, and love. You can sit at the base of the fountain and just enjoy. There is no need to pray to the Supreme to give you this or that, for you will get all the things that you want and infinitely more from this fountain. But you will get them in the Supreme's own way. If you can please the Supreme by staying always in the presence of your heart fountain, your desires will be fulfilled most luminously. They may be the same desires that you have always had, but they will be touched on a very high level with luminosity. Before he fulfills these, the Supreme will transform each desire into aspiration with his light. Question. During a meditation, if there is a noise or disturbance, is it better to include it in the meditation or try to shut it out and pursue the meditation? Answer. Each seeker has to know his own standard of meditation. If you are a beginner, you should feel that anything that is not part of the meditation is like an intruder, and you should not allow an intruder to enter and disturb you. But if you're very advanced and there is a disturbing sound or noise during your meditation, you can go deep into the sound itself and try to assimilate it. If you have the capacity, then in your own consciousness, you can transform the attack of a powerful and challenging foreign element into an inner music, which will add to your meditation. Question. If I get creative ideas while I am meditating, should I follow them or should I just try to feel with my heart? Answer. As soon as you get the positive idea, you should consider it as a blessing from the Supreme. But you have to know what kind of inspiration it is. If it is an illuminating inspiration, then you should follow it. If it is a creative inspiration to do something really good, then follow it. Any creative thought, anything that gives you a higher goal, should be followed. If a particular inspiration brings something new into your life and is able to transform your life, then that inspiration you should follow. You may feel that inspiration is only in the mind, whereas aspiration is only in the heart. But aspiration can be in the mind and inspiration can be in the heart. Inspiration can come to aspiration and vice versa. But inspiration must be of a very high type. Otherwise, it cannot help you in your meditation at all. During meditation, if you are inspired to make most delicious cookies, this kind of inspiration is a waste of time. If it is an illuminating inspiration, then please take these creative ideas as your own progress. When you get creative ideas, you have to know that they are creations from another world which want to manifest on the physical plane. When your meditation is over, you should write down the ideas. Afterwards, you can elaborate on them. Question. Is it bad to expect some particular thing when we meditate? Answer. During your meditation, just try to throw your inner and outer existence into the Supreme. You do not have to think of anything. Just throw yourself into the sea of light, peace, bliss, and power. But do not expect any particular divine quality or result, because then you're binding yourself and binding God. That is because human expectation is very limited. When you expect, immediately the mind acts, and then your receptivity becomes very limited. But if you do not expect, then the problem of receptivity becomes God's problem. At that time, He is bound to give you everything in boundless measure, and at the same time to create the receptivity in you to receive what He has to offer. The highest type of meditation is done in silence with one objective: to please God in His own way. When you meditate, if you can feel that you're pleasing God in God's own way, then that is the best type of meditation. Otherwise, if you start meditating in order to get joy, you can get joy, but you will not get boundless joy, precisely because you have not pleased your eternal beloved God in his own way. What the Savior Christ said is absolutely the highest truth. Let thy will be done. Before you meditate, if you can offer the result of your meditation to the source and say, I wish to become your perfect instrument so you can fulfill yourself in and through me in your own way. This is the highest, absolutely the highest type of meditation. Your mind has a flood of questions. There is but one teacher who can answer them. Who is the teacher? Your silence-loving heart.